The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the
Hawks-Naismith Classic, hosted by Norcross High School. I want to welcome in our new audience joining us for this next game, as well as the fans that are staying with us for the entire day. My name is Bo Johnson. I'm joined by Matt Mahoney from Georgia Gwinnett College, also SUV TV, and Atlanta Dream head coach Nikki Collins. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're not looking forward to hearing me talk. They want to hear her talk.
I kind of like to get back into this college football national championship debacle that we almost got into.
That's a different segment for
That's a whole different segment on a whole different day. You're right. So our next matchup features Wesleyan, who is a 7-1, off to a 7-1 start. Class A, ranked 10th in the state, coached by John Azar, versus Sandy Creek, off to a 3-4 start in 4A, coached by Janie Hodges. Matt, tell us about the great 7-1 start that Wesleyan's off to. How far do you think they can go with this thing?
Yeah, Wesleyan, they're a state championship caliber program, and that's exactly the standard they're trying to set, continue that year after year. They're off to a great start this year. Their only losses to local powerhouse Buford, who beat Holy Innocents in their only loss of the season. And Buford last night in this classic got their first loss of the season versus a prominent program in Collins Hill, who Coach knows spits out not only college prospects, but WNBA prospects year after year.
Yeah. You talk about Maya Moore, and first and foremost, you can almost start and stop there.
Absolutely. All right, so how important do y'all think showcase tournaments are like these for the advancement of these students into college and into possibly the WNBA?
Well, I think it's just a starting point. I think it's a great showcase for them to show their skills. At the same time, with the summer events, the EYBLs, the AAU tournaments, I mean, that's where they're getting a lot of their exposure, but this is just another opportunity for them to show their skills to the Atlanta community.
Absolutely. So we're going to into our Players to Watch now, presented by Kenneth Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. So our Players to Watch for Wesleyan. Amaya Register, obviously, point guard, 17.9 points per game. Tell us a little bit about Amaya's game and how important you think she is for this victory today.
Yeah, the fans are going to find out real quick why she's one of the best, not only point guards, but best basketball players in the state of Georgia. The folks at Old Dominion have recognized that. She is signed, sealed, and delivered. So she has a future in college basketball. But here today, we're going to see her put the ball on the floor, be that floor general, and she really wants to get to the hoop to open up her teammates, whether it's get to the free throw line and knock down shots or hitting those easy buckets inside the paint.
Also, guard forward AC Carter, 14.6 points per game, has also signed a letter of intent with a college here in town. And Sutton West, guard forward, 8.3, their highest rebounder at 9.7 points per game.
Yeah, she's a double-double machine. And I'm actually, as great as Register is, and we're going to look forward to seeing her, I think AC Carter's the difference in this game. She's just a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the floor and can impact the game in multiple ways.
Fantastic. So on to Sandy Creek, who, do they have much of a shot in this game at ranked 301st in the state? You know, they're off to a 3-4 start. A younger team than Wesleyan. A couple of good scores. Deja Powell, 11.5 points per game. Paris Thompson at 6.8.
Coach, underdog. They got a shot?
I mean, certainly, I think you take a team that advanced all the way to the Final Four last year, but lost some key starters, you know, kind of in that rebuild mode. I think it's a David-Goliath matchup, no doubt.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything's going to have to go right for Sandy Creek to really even stay in this game today. But I think playing through Deja Powell in the post and using her size, strength inside is where they have to start and finish.
Okay.
I think what's interesting is I would love to see this as a 5-on-5 pickup game, because I think Sandy Creek's best five is very comparable to Wesleyan's best five. The problem is Wesleyan much deeper in being able to score the basketball.
I got you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get to our keys to the game as well as our predictions for this game. We'll be right back on SUVTV.com.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury. and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My guys will be the best in 4 years.
Welcome back to Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports, part of SUV TV's coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic, hosted by Norcross High School. My name is Bo Johnson. I am joined by Matt Mahoney and Nikki Collins. We're going to get into our keys of the game now, Matt. What do you think the keys of the game, outside of putting more putting more balls in the basket for Wesleyan?
Well, you stole bullet point number one there. Put the ball in the hoop more than the other team. But in all seriousness, I said it earlier in the last segment, it's the depth of Wesleyan. Can they get 3 or 4 scores in double figures? Can they get, Sandy Creek into turnovers? Sandy Creek can, again, take care of the basketball, stay out of foul trouble. They're going to be in this game for as long as they want to. I'm afraid Wesleyan may flex their muscles a little bit in the second half.
And Wesleyan's always going to start with defense. She has a defensive philosophy. That's going to be the one consistent. They're going to play hard on D. The question is, are shots going to fall, and will they run away with the game because of that?
So for Sandy Creek to have a shot in this game, the game we just got done watching ended up being a blowout, being an understatement, I believe. So for this David going in against this Goliath, what would Sandy Creek have to do?
I'll put it to you this way. Holy Innocents was down 1-0, and that was the worst it ever got for them. I don't think that's going to be the case here for Wesleyan. I think Sandy Creek, yes, an underdog, they're going to be able to play with them. I see it going through a period, maybe even 2. If they can keep it within 6, 7, 8 of 10 points by halftime, make some adjustments and get back out there, because they're going to be winded. They don't have a whole lot of depth, and so what seems to be an underdog situation is a lot closer, I think, what actually is going to happen here in a little bit.
And, there's always a situation, if Wesleyan's coming into this game knowing that they are the better team, and we assume that they are, we assume that they know this, they're ranked 10th in the state versus the 300 and something ranked team in the state. There's also playing down your competition, and Wesleyan can't come in here and do this.
Well, they can, but I think that's a coach's job, and that's Coach Azar saying, hey, we're here to get better today. Let's put the opponent aside, and who are we? We're Wesleyan, and we have an expectation. We have a legacy to uphold, and so I think they're going to play hard. I don't think they're going to play down necessarily the competition, but there's nights when you don't make shots, or mornings or afternoons or whatever it is right now. But I think it comes down to, if Wesleyan's making shots and they're making threes from the perimeter, this game could get away quickly from them.
Okay, so we are only minutes away from tip-off. I'm going to get y'all back in there for the call. How about some predictions for this game? Should we bring out point totals? Is anybody going to be daring enough to take Sandy Creek in this game? Matt, what do you got?
I got a prediction. I'm going to pull a hamstring running from the set to the gym in order to get ready to call this game. I'll stay out of the prediction business for what it's worth. But again, I think it's going to be a lot closer game. Definitely a lot closer game than the last one was. And so, Coach, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to calling it, seeing both teams, seeing them put their best foot forward. But, if you want a prediction, I'm going to say Wesleyan by 30.
I got a prediction. I want Coach to make a three-pointer here on the Hawks demo court.
I think that's a great idea.
Easier
Can we
than
get that
making
done?
a prediction.
We need to get a basketball for Coach.
I think I'm also going to have to go with Wesleyan. You got to go chalk here in a matchup like this when the teams are clearly, on paper at least, so far divided. I'm going to get y'all back in there for the call. We're only 2 minutes away from halftime. My name is Bo Johnson. Thank y'all for joining me. This is Game Day Live, part of SUV TV's coverage of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic here at Norcross High School.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam Crenshaw reminding you about the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Tip-Off Classic. It comes your way December 21st through 23rd at Norcross High School. Here's what the coaches have to say.
When you put those two names in front of something, that it's going to be run first class. The level of competition is going to be very good. Crowds are going to be real good over here. So it's just really exciting for us to be in it and be able to play that first night in it right here. And so, and for me, an opportunity to come back and coach in this facility again is really special.
You hear me in there?
You good?
Yeah. As long as his iPad fires back up.
Game this afternoon featuring the Sandy Creek Patriots and the Wesleyan Wolves. The Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. Up next. Game 2.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here inside the House of Blue on the campus of Norcross High School. We got day 2 action of the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here on SUV TV. Hello again, everybody. I'm Matt Mahoney alongside my broadcast partner, head coach of the Atlanta Dream, and Nikki Collin. And, Coach, we just talked about in the pregame a little bit here. We'll go over the starting lineups in just a moment. What are those jitters like for coaches and players when you come to the Classic and you see the Hawks logo and there's basketball courts outside, T-shirts flying on the stand? What's it like on the sidelines?
Well, I think it's just exciting. I think it makes you feel like you are in a big-time environment, that it's not just another high school game at your local gym. So I think they're definitely excited to play and play well.
Starting lineup here for the Sandy Creek Patriots, head coached by Janie Hodges. It'll be number 5, Jana Hodges, number 11, Nina Lum, 21, Ariel Belgina, and 32, Paris Thompson. And rounding out the lineup for the Patriots appears to be number 25, and Deja Powell. On the other side, the heavy favorite and the Wesleyan Wolves, head coached by Jan Azar, will be starting lineup at number 12, Paige Lyon, 5'7", freshman, will run the point. Aside, Amaya Register, 5'6", in her senior campaign, get a future in college basketball. Number 15, Sutton West, a 6-foot-tall senior, will run the front court. And number 32, Kaylee Weaver, 5'8", junior. And then finally rounding out the lineup is the double-double machine, number 33, in A.C. Carter, 5'10", and just her sophomore season. It'll be Wesley in the home white uniforms, green letters and numbers with the black trim. They're going to go right to left here in the first half. Meanwhile, for Sandy Creek, they're going to be in the navy blue uniforms, red numbers with white letters and white trim. They're going to go left to right in this contest. Stepping inside the center circle, first for Sandy Creek will be number 25, Deja Powell, 6'2", 185 pounds in her sophomore season, versus the Wesleyan forward in Sutton West, 6-foot-tall senior, and number 12. So the referee checks with his assistants, steps inside the center circle with the basketball, blows the whistle, and tosses the ball high to the sky. Position won by Sandy Creek, and we're underway here in this contest between the Patriots and the Wolves. Patriots possession, quick turnover as Paige Lyons steps in front of that one. Lyons in transition, gives it up teammate, one bounce, one shot, and it's good for number 32 in Kylie Weaver.
Yeah, and if you're David and you want to beat Goliath, you can't make a wing entry pass and turn it over on the first possession.
2-on-1 break for the Patriots. Nice give and go on the block. Couldn't shoot. Shoots it back out. On the perimeter is Thompson. Thompson rotates near side for Lund. Back out to Thompson. Thompson pressured by Register. There's a nice save on the near sideline by Lum. Lum gives it back over, far side, beats Register, pull-up jumper, 15-footer, went 16. Rebound by Lyons, and here comes Wesleyan back the other way. Out on the break is Weaver. Weaver dishes it over to Carter. Carter, no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's a situation there where you just can't afford to have Powell in foul trouble. But you can see the difference in guard play. I mean, you can have a great forward, you can have a collegiate bound power forward, but if you don't have a guard that can get on the basketball, you're going to struggle at any level. You know, and that could be the difference in this game, just the guard play for Wesleyan versus the guard play of Sandy Creek.
First free throw attempt for A.C. Carter, misses, no good. Second one is good, and Wesleyan goes up 3-0. Sandy Creek trying to beat the press. They go with the dribble, and Paris Thompson, 5'8" guard, turns it over. Pressure taken away by Weaver. Weaver couldn't control the basketball, fumbles it out of bounds, and Sandy Creek will be fortunate enough to get this leather back. With possession, toss it into Hodges. Hodges back out to Lum. Lum into the free throw line, right-handed dribble for Powell, puts it up, no good, too strong. Offensive rebound comes in for Belinga. Belinga shoots a 4-footer that goes 2, fumbled out of bounds, and the referees will clear things out for Wesleyan.
But that's where Sandy Creek has to do their damage, is they have to get paint touches, they have to stay on the offensive glass, because if there's one advantage that they have, it's interior size in this game.
Maya Register, 5'6", senior point guard, going to continue her collegiate career for the Pitt Panthers. Running the point. Gets it back, right side. Sutton West. Back out to Register. Register long three. Had it blocked initially. Getting a fingertip on it is Nia Lum. Sandy Creek down three with the basketball. Through a screen. Trying to pick and roll. Picks up her dribble. Dangerous spot. Register applies pressure. Handling is Lum. Lum keeps her dribble alive. Right hand, right wing. Picks it up inside. Knocked away by West. West over to Register, who tied it up and gets the jump ball in the Wolves' direction. First 2 minutes, we've had one bucket, one free throw. 3-0. Wesleyan leads. Page lines, right side.
Sandy Craig sitting in that basic 2-3 zone, trying to keep them on the perimeter. It's again, as I said on the pregame, it can come down to whether they're going to make perimeter shots against this zone.
Strong dribble into the lane, left-handed scoop shot, no good. West comes colliding in, it'll go out of bounds. And the Patriots come up with a big stop. Nice turnover there for the Wolves. Quickly back inside to Register, who puts it in and good. Sandy Creek trying to beat that press. Had it taken away from behind by Lyons. Lyons chases it down, moves into the front court, shovels it up the way to Register. Register drives in, reverse layup, had it blocked. Loose ball comes back out to Carter. Carter puts it up in good. 7-0 lead for the Wolves here early. Creek having a difficult time with that press. Almost turns it over as West got her paws on it. But the Patriots will keep it.
You know, they've run the same press break on every possession in this game. The first possession of the game broke it easily and had somebody wide open down the floor. But since then, they've just really gotten into Powell's space on every catch.
Creek with numbers in the front court, couldn't convert. Last man back, and Carter gets a turnover all the way up the path to Lyons. Can't connect, knocked out of bounds by Powell. And the Wolves will keep it on the left side of the floor. Under 5 remaining in this first period.
It's just impossible to win any game if you don't get shots on goal. You know, if you're constantly turning the basketball over and not giving yourself a chance, it's going to be hard to win.
Ball kicked out to Weaver. Weaver 4-3, no good. Register chases down a loose ball in the paint, shovels it out to West. West, 15-footer, yes ma'am. 9-0 lead for the Wesleyan Wolves as they come out of the gate here. Strong, wide open Patriot down the floor. They couldn't find her. They turn it over and a easy cookie for Register. She puts it up in good, and now all of a sudden the Wolves out to an 11-0 lead, and just too much athletic ability and pressure coming from Janazar.
And just once again comes to show how important that guard play is. Getting the basketball, being able to square up, look down the floor, be strong. Wesleyan's coming. You always got to know that they're coming, but there's definitely time and space to make passes ahead and play to numbers. They're just not getting to their number game.
Wesleyan definitely pressuring with whatever you call it, 3.5, 4 guards in the front court. They keep their post player back, and they can get a lot of those 2-on-1s if they can beat the press, but that is a capital I, capital F. Not a whole lot of success so far in doing that, and clearly the scoreboard is a reflection of that. Glad to have everybody aboard here at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic here at Norcross High School. I'm Matt Mahoney alongside Atlanta Dream head coach Nikki Collin. And coach, great spectacle for not only these the fans and the community in the area, the Hawks to participate in. There's a 3-ball that was blocked. Comes back out to Carter. Carter pushed the tempo in a 3-on-none break. This looks like practice. Right hand for Register. She's flirting with 8 of the team's 13 points.
Yeah, all on layups. I think when you think about this tournament and the connection between not only the clinic and the junior NBA and reaching out to the youth in the area and then bringing it forward to the high school games and connecting then the pro game with the Hawks and the Dream. Just really cool celebration of basketball in this greater Atlanta area. And
what's widely overlooked is the amount of college coaches here today doing this recruiting. So they're in the house too as well. We've seen as close as North Carolina and as far away as
New York, Stony
Brook in the house. So just a great atmosphere and a great adventure to start your holiday weekend here in the Atlanta area.
You know, college coaches are always looking for more bang for their buck. So when you're out recruiting and you have the opportunity to see, you know, multiple good players and teams in the same event, it makes it much more affordable from a recruiting perspective as well.
Lyons comes crashing down to the ground. She peels herself off the canvas. Seems to be okay. The freshman point guard alongside Amaya Register.
Nicole Azar in the game as well. Coach Azar's daughter. It's got to be kind of fun or not fun, depending on the day and how you play, to play for your mom.
Well put. So Azar and Gracie Taylor check in. Now a third substitution in Izzy Larson. So again, we talked about in the pregame the depth of this Wesleyan team we thought would be the difference. Well, right now the reserves are inheriting a 13-0 lead in just the first period.
Yeah, not a whole lot of pressure to come in.
Sandy Creek picks their head up. They finally break the press, but they can't connect with a teammate, so that long pass goes out of bounds, and Wesleyan has spent more time on the offensive side of the floor than they have the defensive.
Well, and you're looking at a situation where if they complete that pass, it's 2-on-0. Even if you miss the layup, you should have someone following the shot. But you have to be confident in those moments when you're under pressure to make that next pass.
And this is the formula for success for the Wesleyan Wolves that led to a state championship back in 2016. They are efficient offensively and dominant defensively. That's what we've seen here so far. Register called for the travel.
Well, when Coach Azar took over the Wesleyan program, her first year, the only year she didn't have a winning record, but she realized, like, I'm not talented right now, so what can I do? I can teach them to play hard, I can teach them to play defense, and so it became the staple of their program was the pressure defense, and then they play off of it. Their defense turns to offense.
Long pass up the floor, and Sandy Creek gets their first basket of the ball game with that run out to Bellinga, who puts it in and now cracked that goose egg off the scoring column for the Patriots. Register, left side for Azar. Azar passes up a three, gets it right back, facing that 2-3 zone. Register, right side, right back to Azar. Azar catch and shoot, three ball, no good. And a rebound for Bellinga. Nia Lum running a point. Might have got tripped, gives up to a teammate, streaking to the basket. No good is Thompson. Rebound comes away for West. West pushes the tempo. Azar all the way into the rack. Had him deflected away. Now they get it over to Register. Register drives in. Left-footed floater. Rims out, no good. Rebound for Powell. Sandy Creek quickly coming back the other way. And this is the pace and the tempo that Wesleyan wanted and able to use their depth as an advantage. You can already tell Sandy Creek a little winded 6.5 minutes into this first quarter. Trying to set up the offense is Hodges. Hodges dribbles right of the lane. Circles back out to the corner. Pressured by Azar. Picks up her dribble. Needs some help. Trying to find a teammate. Getting a paw on it is Powell, but it'll float into the backcourt and a turnover that goes the Wolves' way.
And I know when you're under pressure and you pick up your dribble and you're starting to count in your head and you're starting to panic. But as a coach, you're always telling your players, you're better off eating that and like taking a 5-second call than just at the last second panicking and slinging it, because nothing good usually happens in that scenario. This time the ball goes out of bounds, but that's more apt to be a live ball turnover that turns to an easy 2 at the other end. At least give yourself an opportunity to set your defense.
The freshman phenom. Nice dish down low to West. West on the right block. Couldn't convert. Offensive rebound, no good. Get her paws on it the second time. Knocked it out of bounds, and the hustle play will keep it on this end of the floor for Wesleyan. Carter inbound. Looking. Tosses up top to West. She'll bobble it once, but then collect it in. Finds Lyons. Far corner. 3 ball. No good. Went too far. Now an over the back call going against the coach's daughter, Nicole Azar.
Wesleyan foul number 3, Nicole Azar.
It's always a good indication in the first quarter. I don't know how many times you've had the luxury of doing this, Coach, but when the head coach can sit down in the first quarter, right? That's a good sign. Things are going well.
That is a good sign, yes, or a really, really bad sign. You've
You've
either given up or,
So cool, calm, and collective is Jana's on that Wesleyan bench. Turnover for the Wolves. Patriots trying to put something together here. Lob inside. Carter did a nice job defensively. Almost saved it from going out of bounds, but the Patriots will get it under the basket. Just as I say that, she stood back up.
Well, she didn't want you to think it was that easy down
Correct.
there.
Lob up top, collected in. by Hodges. Rotate the basketball. Now they go down low. Great power move there from Powell. She'll put in the second field goal of the day for Sandy Creek.
And it just comes down to completing those passes. She's working in there. She wants position. She wants the ball on the block.
Picked the pocket of Weaver, going the other way at the Patriots, and coming back defensively as Lyon comes up with a great block against Hodges. And there's the defensive effort that Coach Azar loves to see from her team.
And she didn't give up on the play. I think Sandy Creek thought they had the breakaway layup, slowed down, took her time going in. That's why you finish plays.
Weaver off the line. Inside 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Weaver gets it back. 3-ball, right corner, right through.
Really well run play there by Wesleyan. Double flare on the backside to free her up against the zone. They sealed the forward and the guard to open up that skip pass opportunity for the 3.
0.1 seconds left. They'll just inbound it, and you got to swallow that pill. And it's been a heavy dose of defensive medication for the Wesleyan Wolves as they lead 16-4 after the opening frame. You're watching day 2, game 2 of the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here at Norcross High School on SUV TV. We'll be back after this.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Center stage later on tomorrow. But for now, it'll be Wesleyan and Sandy Creek on the girls' side, the finale of day 2 for girls basketball here in the Atlanta area as the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic celebrating basketball in the city of Atlanta. Glad to have everybody aboard. Matt Mahoney alongside Nikki Collin as Wesleyan gets a turnover after a traveling violation by Sandy Creek. If you're Janie Hodges there for Sandy Creek, you got to make some adjustments here, or else this game will get away from you. What can she say?
Yeah, and I like her defense. I think their 2-3 zone has been really solid. Most of Wesleyan's points have come off of turnovers. So you feel good about your defense. You just have to take care of the ball. If you can get stops, then all of a sudden the pressure isn't as intense because they're not picking up full court.
So here the Patriots go on the offensive side. Nice crossover, but lost the basketball from Hodges. Then she commits the cardinal sin of, after a turnover, committing a foul.
Although in that case, they had a run out at the other end. So sometimes you can say, well, early in the quarter, maybe not a bad foul to take. Not that that was her intent.
And so that will put the Wesleyan Wolves back on the offensive side of things. Poor Izzy Larson. She thought she got the free pass and had to retreat back to inbound this basketball. She does to her teammate in Lauren Hill. Point guard, 5'2", wearing number 10.
And I think Coach Azar has played her entire roster already.
3-ball right side, no good for Register. And a loose ball comes back out. And an over-the-back foul going against Izzy Larson. I think you're pretty close, Coach. I got Riley Keller. I've yet to see her. She might be the last one.
That's 2 minutes into the, not even 2 minutes into the second quarter.
You've got 14 of your 15 players on roster into the game. Here's Register, toes the right wing, backs it back out. Now delivers a beautiful dish across the face of the defense, finds Larson for an easy layup to put her team up 14. Sandy Creek trying to handle that pressure. Lum between the circles, crosses over. working on Hill. Left side, dribbling in, but before the shot, we're going to get a hand check foul against Gracie Taylor. That'll be her first. Looks like team's fifth. Here's a quick inbound. Passing up the open J was Bellinger. And now the Patriots rotating the basketball. They find Thompson a little bit more open left wing. It's no good. Offensive board by Belinga. Gets it back. Dribbles in is Lum. Lum goes crashing in, and she'll create the contact and get credit of going to the charity stripe. Free throws coming for Nia Lum, 5'3", 105-pound junior, who's had her hands full today dealing with take your pick at guard. Hill, Lines, Register, all very, very good ball handlers and defensive pressure cookers for the Wolves backcourt.
Yeah, the point guards for Columbia as well as Sandy Creek, not an easy day facing.
Nice job defensively there by Paris Thompson. Establishes her position and has Register run right into her and creates a turnover on the travel.
When you're a point guard and it's full court pressure for the entire game, it'll wear you down.
There's a gift of a turnover to Gracie Taylor. She'll take it, and 2 dribbles, put up an easy layup, and now the lead is extended to 16. Back into Hodges. Hodges staring at Hill, crosses over, then finds Register, then got both of them in the front shirt pocket, turns it over, Hill, scoop shot, good. Timeout there for Janie Hodges as the headache has now grown into a migraine for this Patriot team. It's just a little bit outmanned and outmatched at this point. She'll take a full timeout. We'll take one with her here too. You're watching the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here on SUV TV.
Love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here inside Norcross High School Gymnasium. Located just outside the city limits of Atlanta, is celebrating basketball, and we get a foul call. Get a quick whistle out of the timeout, and it will indeed be a quick foul going against the Wolves on the inbound, and so now the one-on-one bonus opportunity presents itself for Sandy Creek. Joining the free throw line will be Paris Thompson. Thompson averaging 6.5 points per game, 4 rebounds per contest. Knocks that one home. And Coach, you know as well as anybody else, the way to get back into a large deficit, stop that clock and shoot free throws.
Yep, not just shoot them, you got to make them.
That's true too. I think that was one of the keys of the game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Put
The ball going through the basket.
Yeah. Second free throw attempt, no good. Register and the Wolves down on the other side. Taylor, right wing, back up top the hill. Rotate the Register, bounce pass down low. Going to work is Larson. Larson puts it up and good.
Wow, what a great footwork by her. Kind of the step through, kept the ball high, swept it through.
Izzy Larson, just a sophomore, probably looking to impress some of those collegiate coaches that are here recruiting today. Line change for Jan Azar. I've got 5 fresh new Tide jerseys come into the game. I'll try to keep these straight for you. Nicole Azar, AC Carter, looks like Callie Weaver, I've got Page Lions and one more. Sutton West. There we go. And the 5 of them create a turnover.
Yeah, so they've got the starting lineup except for Azar in place of Register.
5 minutes remaining to the halftime horn, and it's been all Wolves, 24-5 here in this first half. Lions loses the basketball on her dribble, tries to recover, and luckily gets it knocked out of bounds by a Patriots post player. Inbound for Carter.
Yeah, as good as this Wesleyan team is, and as good as Register is, the rest of this team is pretty much back.
Nice move by Carter at the post, had it blocked, gets it back, falls to her backside, and she'll be fouled on the floor. 4th team foul going against the Patriots. They'll keep it on the left side of the floor due to Wolves.
So West and Register, the only seniors on this team. You can see why they're a powerhouse year in and year out.
Sutton West has punched her ticket to Furman. Meanwhile, Register will be playing her basketball at Old Dominion next year. 3 ball by Weaver, no good, and a rebound cleared out by Bellingham. Left side for Thompson. Thompson working the dribble, drives into traffic, puts up a shot, no good, and a rebound by West. Lions pushes the floor. Patriots get back on defense, put 5 behind the ball. Far corner for Azar. Rotate the basketball again, down low to Carter. Carter puts it up, no good, but she'll be rewarded by going to the free throw line.
And good ball movement. Ball went from one side of the floor, reversed fully to the other side of the floor, and then they were able to easily get the ball inside. Ball movement key against any zone.
So AC Carter, 5'10" sophomore, going to the free throw line. And there's a Sandy Creek player shaking up in Paris Thompson. She's asking for a sub. No, excuse me. Ariel Bellinger is the one coming out. And checking in is Kayla Wheeler. First sub of the contest for the Patriots. Meanwhile, Paris Thompson is the one with the old hands on the knees next to coach. That's normally a sign for I need a sub here, right?
Yeah, because it tends to be a universal sign. I think most coaches work really hard in the preseason on trying to teach your players to not put your hands on your knees, and even if you're tired, you fake it that you're not.
What's the telltale sign for a coach on the bench? Even if they do everything you tell, no hands on the knees and no hands on the head, but sometimes you get that look. What's
Absolutely,
that look?
that glassy-eyed stare. Like you're looking at them and you feel like you're looking straight through them because they almost can't focus. They're so tired. And you've got players. You try to teach them, hey, tug on that jersey if you really need out. But so often they're always afraid that if they tug on their jersey that you might take them out and they might not go back in.
My personal favorite is when they're so tired, when there's no dead balls. There's just possessions back and forth like a track meet, and you get that foul. That's like, get me out of here. Like, you just commit that foul on the defensive side to stop the flow because you know your teammate is at the scores table getting ready to check in for you.
It's time for a dead ball.
Yep. Free throws coming for the Patriots. As the first one is up and right through for Deja Powell.
You talk about a great frame as a sophomore in high school. Great shoulders. Great definition already, good size. I've got to believe a lot of the colleges that are here are watching and will be watching her progress.
Powell 1 for 2 for the stripe, now make it 2 for 3, and now 3 for 4. She's made 3 of the first 4 free throws for her and the Patriots. They're now down 26-7. 3 ball far corner, Nicole Azar just misses. Rebound again for the hot Patriot and Powell. Lum between the circles, dumps it off to Thompson. Thompson, long pass at the block for the guard, and Hodges couldn't convert but gets it back. Literally dribbles it right into the lap of Lions. Lions racing the floor, left-handed scoop shot, a lot of contact and a little bit of the ball, and Lions will go to the line 4-2.
And that's one of those possessions when you have a team that's not very deep. You really just want her to make that a hard shot, contest that layup. But you're down 19 points. You don't want to put her on the foul line there. Make her make a tough shot. And then if she makes it, you just go back the other way.
Paige Lyons, first free throw, misses off the mark. Very uncharacteristic for her, and you see her kind of frustrated herself, kind of walks it off, clears the mechanism a little bit. As Lyons toes the line, sights, shoots, and sinks. The second one. Wolves up 20 here in the second period. inside 3.5 minutes to play. Hodges, long pass up the way to Wheeler, and Wheeler couldn't handle it. West out to Azar. Down low, wide open is Weaver, and she steps inside the arc for a field goal.
The best thing about that, you could tell that's a coach's kid, because Azar slung that ball with her left hand, and she's right-handed, so the ability to pass with both hands, drop it on a dime.
Carter gets a turnover in transition, finds a wide open Weaver, the three-point specialist, and she does her job there. Knocks home a three ball to make it 32-7. Wesleyan thought the whistle was for a timeout, and Jan Azar points him back on the defensive end of the floor.
But there's nothing better as a shooter than hanging the net like that.
The only thing better is if there was a hand in the face, right? 2:45 remaining till halftime. Big lead for Wesleyan, 32-7. Driving in the lane, scoop shot off the glass and good for Paris Thompson. And now we get a whistle, and this is indeed Jan Azar calling a timeout. 30-second variety. We'll stay right here with you on SUV TV. It's been all Wolves here in this first half as they lead 32-9. Matt Mahoney alongside Nikki Collin, head coach of the Atlanta Dream. Coach, just a phenomenal event and festivities here as the Hawks and the Dream and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club get involved with the community here in Atlanta. Junior clinic going on involved. For your take and your position, what does an event like this do for your organization?
Well, I think it connects the community to the Dream, and you're just trying to get your message out, your brand out. Come see the Dream play. It's a way for us to connect parents and their players to saying, here's what we look like. We'd love to get you in the building. I think if we can get you into the building to watch the Dream once, we think you'll come back. I mean, you're talking about the best women's basketball in the world. So, showing them that it's right here. There's a lot to do in Atlanta. There's a lot to do in their local communities. There's a lot to do professional sports-wise in the landscape of this city. But the Dream are here to stay, and just really want this community to support the Dream.
So we're definitely looking forward to the Atlanta Dream season underneath the new direction of Nikki Collins sitting to my right. And, Coach, what's something the fans can look forward to next summer when the season rolls around and they're looking for something to do? What kind of basketball are you guys going to play?
Well, I think we have as good or not better than athletes in the league. So we're going to start and play fast. We're really talented on the wing. We can rim run with our forwards and centers. And so we'll play as much as we can in the open court. I think we're going to be aggressive defensively, try to turn people over and use our length, athleticism to create some offense off our defense. But as much as anything, I just want a consistency of play. I want us to compete hard on every possession, win or lose, and really just kind of build it, where as a staff we're out working people and really mentoring and modeling from the top down that people are going to come to our games and realize how hard our players play, and at the same time really how talented they are and how talented this league is.
Inside 2 minutes remaining here after Azar knocks down a three. She creates a turnover too as well, and the Wolves go back to work on the offensive side of the floor. Nice crossover there by Lyons. Gets in the lane, kick out to Weaver. Weaver no good, but chased down and rebound in the corner. Finds Lyons again. Lyon right wing drives into the lane. Floater had it blocked. Loose ball comes back out to Riley Keller, who couldn't convert, and now all 15 Wolves have checked into this ball game with number 34, and just a shining example of what Jan Azar has done with this Wesleyan program. Not only winning games and winning state championships. Great floater there by Paris Thompson, but just developing her program and the depth and the athletic ability of her team. Loose ball, just barely stepping out of bounds as her heel clips the blue baseline. It's Paris Thompson, and Wesleyan will get a new shot, a new possession.
And when you have depth and you play fast, and all of a sudden you're always fresh.
Nice turnover on a jump ball for Jana Hodges. She'll get it, go all the way to the rack, puts up a good shot, but a challenge there by Paige Lyons will send Hodges to the free throw line. We're here at the House of Blues, the home of Norcross High School. As this place is growing with anticipation and electricity. Is the good crowd here to watch game 2 of the conclusion of the girls' day 2 activities. We'll turn it over to the guys momentarily. Big showcase tonight, 8 p.m. between Duluth and St. Francis. That'll be a high-flying affair. Then The Norcross boys team will be the marquee matchup tomorrow night at 8 p.m. tomorrow versus Holy Spirit Prep. Don't want to go anywhere. You can catch all of the exciting action from the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic right here on SUV TV. Bad news, fans, we're going to lose Nikki Collin at the end of this broadcast. The good news is you're going to lose me too as well.
Oh, absolutely. But the good news for me is that I will be going back to 80-degree weather in Fort Myers. The Atlanta weather has not been nice to me these last 2 days.
That's not nice.
I don't
Just
know if
rub it in, Coach.
You have to, like when you live in Southwest Florida, you got to remind people that you live in Southwest Florida.
It's not this bad all the time. It'll get better for you in the summer.
And I agree. And I seem to bring bad weather with me. The last time I was here, there was the blizzard, or I wouldn't exactly call it a blizzard being from Wisconsin, but
for us in Atlanta, it was a blizzard. You can say that.
But it was kind of fun, having lived in Florida the last 4 years, getting to make snowballs and have a little snowball fight in the parking lot one night.
So maybe, this is just me thinking outside the box here, maybe we're getting rid of all of our bad Alma in the winter, and Lady Luck will come our way in the summer with the Atlanta Dream.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, no pressure, but.
Loose ball here chased down by Sutton West as Wesleyan. With a couple of seconds remaining, Weaver doesn't quite recognize the game clock there. She tried the extra pass to her teammate, but the clock will expire as the Wolves have definitely shined the brightest here as they have a 35-14 lead here at halftime over Sandy Creek. We'll take a break here. You are watching the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam Crenshaw reminding you about the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Tip-Off Classic. It comes your way December 21st through 23rd at Norcross High School. Here's what the coaches have to say.
When you put those two names in front of something, that it's going to be run first class. The level of competition is going to be very good. Crowds are going to be real good over here. So it's just really exciting for us to be in it and be able to play that first night in it right here. And so, and for me, an opportunity to come back and coach in this facility again is really special.
Attorney Ken Nugent.
And I'm Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins.
I'm proud to be teaming up with the Atlanta Hawks Foundation to give more kids a chance to attend the Junior Hawks Summer Basketball Camp.
Through the Scores for Scholarship program, Kent Nugent is going to donate $3 for every point the Atlanta Hawks score this season.
Writing big checks is always my pleasure.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Atlanta Hawks.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN, spokesperson for Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia 30309.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
As it's 35-14 at the half. It's actually kind of been a sloppy game on both sides by my accounts. Wesleyan went on a 13-0 run to start the game. It looked like every time Sandy Creek got the ball in their hands, it's not like they were missing a whole lot of shots. They couldn't even get the ball into the paint or inside the arc because they were turning the ball over, as soon as they would get it.
Yeah, Jan Azar, the coach of Wesleyan, does a tremendous job. Obviously, well scouted the opponent. Sandy Creek, a lot of youth in the backcourt, evident, obviously, in attacking kind of the gimmick defenses that they're seeing out there. So certainly a challenge, but Wesleyan's really good.
Yeah, Wesleyan goes on the 13-0 run to start the game. They have a few turnovers themselves, give Sandy Creek a few opportunities of which they missed. Sandy Creek brings up 4 points. They go on another 9-0 run. It's 35-14 at the half, like I said. Points leaders in the first half, the usual suspects on Wesleyan's side, Amanda Register, A.C. Carter with 6 and 5 points respectively. On Sandy Creek's side of the ball, Deja Powell with 4, Paris Thompson with 5 points. So before we kick it back in for the second half, John, tell me a little bit about, this tournament's kind of your brainchild, right? You direct it, you organize it. How long has this thing been in the works?
Yeah, we probably a little bit over a year. We kind of had a little brain trust of Eric Oberman with the Atlanta Tip-Off Club and Naismith Awards, SUV TV, and Sports Image Georgia, Art and Denise Pickus. We kind of all got together and said, hey, the NBA, Commissioner Silver's allowing the Hawks to be involved in this high school space. What can we bring to the market that's bigger, better than what's already out there, because it's a very saturated market. We had reservations going in. We didn't really know what kind of a talent we could attract, especially around the holidays and being our first year doing it. Jesse McMillan here at Norcross has been great. He was a big advocate of this early on, and through his network and his connections, and Eric with the Atlanta Tip-Off Club, we were able to attract some very talented teams in year one, so we're pleased.
Yeah, there's a lot of great matchups later on today. I'm looking forward to a couple of them myself. A lot of great matchups tomorrow, culminating with Norcross playing in the headliner tomorrow, Saturday night. So, what brings into us, like the location? How do you get the teams? Were teams jumping at the opportunity to come to it's going to end up being a high-level tournament like this, right?
Yeah, I think we did have a waiting list. We had to turn some teams down. It was kind of like putting a puzzle together because unlike a tournament, this was a showcase, a one-game commitment. So some teams could play on Thursday, some could only play Friday, some did not want to play that close to the holiday on Saturday. So that was probably the initial challenge coming out of the gate is piecing together healthy matchups, competitive matchups, based on when the teams could play that were actually committed. But looking forward, I think with the production, with the teams we did attract, and we recap this thing and go back to the market in this spring to invite them back, I got to imagine we're going to have a healthy response.
It looks like it. You've had a great turnout the first 2 days, and we're just now getting started into day 2. The arena in there is getting packed over here at Norcross High School. John Babel, tournament director of the first annual Hawks-Naismith basketball tournament here at Norcross High School, vice president of basketball development for the Atlanta Hawks. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Before we kick it back in for the second half of this game, make sure you stay with us here on SUV TV. We got Woodward versus South Gwinnett as we kick off our first of 4 boys games to come with you later on this afternoon here on SUV TV.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Welcome
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here inside Norcross High School's gymnasium, better known as the House of Blue, as we are set for second half action on the girls' side of things between the Wesleyan Wolves and the Sandy Creek Patriots. We've got a halftime score of 35-14. Matt Mahoney alongside Nikki Collin, and the Wolves right out of the gate picking up right where they left off. Defense turns into offense.
Yeah, impressive block by Paige Lyons on the defensive end. Immediately turns it up court, and they get a layup. Wesleyan gets a layup at the other end.
And back-to-back turnovers, almost back-to-back bucket there. Good effort from Alyssa Phillip. Now Phillip and Lyon get on the floor. It'll be a tie-up. The alternating possession error will clear things out for Sandy Creek.
By creating that jump ball, it allows them to set this pressure again, which Sandy Creek has struggled to handle.
More pressure coming in, this time from Paige Lyon. Ball rolls off of her leg. And Patriots are going to make a change at quarterback. Now inbounding the ball being Nia Lum. Lum gets it in. Dangerous pass right through the heart of the paint there with Paris Thompson. Thompson then heaves it down the floor and turns it over.
Sometimes 5 seconds, I think, it's just hard in the live action to understand that 5 seconds is a really long time, that you don't have to hot potato the ball out of your hands just because pressure is coming. Use your pivot foot, reverse pivot, step away. You know if there's two people on you, there's clearly somebody open, so taking your time to find them, huge part of breaking press.
Line on the right wing, tosses up top to her teammate and Register. Register into the paint for West. West shot a 10-footer that went 9. Back out to Register. 4-3, got it.
3-point basket by Register.
Register in double figures now for this ball game. Very balanced scoring attack for Wesleyan. I have 7 different players that have chipped in offensively with points in the first half.
First time all game we're seeing Wesleyan back out of the press after a make.
They lead by 36. 12-foot jumper no good from Deja Powell, and Wesleyan comes back the other way. This is Register off the West. Right side for Lyon. Lyon in the corner. Looking at that 2-3 zone. Back out to Register. Left wing. Back to Lyon. Puts it on the floor inside the arc. Backs it back out. Crosses over. Dumps it to her teammate. Far corner. Dangerous pass, or a bullet, I should say. Azar gets it back. And they rotate. Lions, right wing, 4-3, left it long, no good. Great offensive rebound for Phillip. Phillip puts it up, no good. Gets her own miss back and finds some help. But had it taken away by Hodges. Here comes more pressure. West cuts in front of a pass, and now Lyon comes colliding in, and Lyon will be booked for the foul.
Wesleyan fouls on number 12, Paige Lyons.
A very rare substitution for the Patriots. Getting a much needed breather will be number 11 in Nia Lum, and the new off guard will be number 3 in Sam Corbin, 5'3" freshman. We'll try to help out this Patriot offense with the ball handling ability. Thompson lobs it inside and turns it over. Pass intended for Powell. Sutton and the Wolves will regroup, find themselves up 36 points. West, right side. Lions on the arc, dribbling. Up top, Register. Back to Register now off the line. Lyon bounce passes to Sutton in the corner. Dribbling out of danger, keeps the left hand alive. Now draws a double team, dumps it out to Register. Plenty of time here. Lions gives a three-pointer denied by Powell. Wolves will keep it on this end of the floor.
You wonder why Powell just didn't snatch it out of the air. She was.
And a nice smirk at a Sutton West's face, as I'm sure her teammates in the bench not going to let her forget that moment. Wolves a little unorganized inbound. They recover. Register puts on the floor. Now we get a hand check foul that goes against the Patriots.
And when you're facing a zone, you really want to get the ball to the second level. So you want to get it in between the guards and the forwards. You can do that with the pass. You can do it with the dribble. That time, Register did a good job of getting the ball to the paint, getting the ball to the second level with the dribble, and creating the hand check.
Azar up top to West, off the Register. Wesley very methodical with this possession. Up 40-14, 4.5 minutes remaining. Lyon gets it up to Powell. Powell threw a screen, might have slipped, kept her dribble, or did she? Yeah, turnover with the back foot sliding just a little bit too far. Coach, what do you make the second half? The Wolves definitely aggressive defensively, but far more conservative offensively.
Yeah, well, when you're not pressing and creating turnovers and shooting layups, then it allows Sandy Creek to set their defense and sit in that 2-3 zone. And they're moving the ball. They're doing a good job moving the ball against the zone, just haven't necessarily put the ball in the basket in this quarter. But it's good practice for them because there are going to be games that they don't create turnovers. So executing in the half court against a man or a zone, really important for them depending, on what they face down the road.
Lazar with a long three in the far corner, no good. Patriots come back the other way. As we appreciate everyone tuned in here on SUV TV, they're going to have 100% of the coverage of this inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here at Norcross High School. Nice right-handed bucket by Sutton West. She's got 2 buckets in this ball game. And another line change coming for Janazar. As checking in, I've got Weaver, Jones, Hill, Carter, and I always missed that last one. There we go, Larson, Izzy Larson. So a quick 30-second timeout for Coach Azar to get those subs into the contest.
But they don't need to meet. They'll just meet.
So you know this as well as anybody else in here. What are those meetings like without Coach? Because how many times do you see the huddle after the huddle, during timeouts?
Yes. Yeah, it's when you finally get to say what you're really thinking a lot of times. Now, I think in that situation it's a little different because they're just checking into the game. But, I think there's a lot of knowledge dropped, sometimes in not the friendliest way in those players-only huddles. Or maybe it's, we don't really need to listen to what Coach says. Let's go.
So as a coach, who do you prep for the huddle after the huddle? Who's going to be your second huddle vocal person for the Dream this year?
Yeah, my guess is, Leja Clarendon, our point guard, high basketball IQ, needs to kind of naturally play in that leadership role.
That'll be your first player meeting is dinner with her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Jumper left of the lane, no good. Rebound on the offensive side for Larson. Rotate the basketball. Weaver launches a three, left it short, no good. Another offensive attempt and a tip for Larson. She gets it to her teammate Carter. Carter, the double-double machine, puts it in.
But you're right about those relationships with players and having someone that can sometimes head things off in the locker room or head things off on the court without you having to always say it as the coach. So it's a different voice because they get tired of their head coach a lot of times.
Power post move by Powell puts in a field goal. There's a deficit now 16 offensive points for the Patriots. Foul going against Carter. She'll lend a helping hand from Weaver to peel herself off the turf. 2:40 remaining in the third. As again, I want to thank all the great sponsors that have helped make this Classic tournament possible, and a tough whistle for Lauren Hill to swallow. But just want to thank them to allow this to make possible. It was somewhat of a perfect storm, if you will, or domino effect. The NBA changes their rules about how they can get involved with the community and be associated with high school basketball. So, Coach, as you know, one thing led to another, the right people get in the right room, and here we are, the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. And through what appears to be 5.5 games, it's been a success so far. We're almost at the halfway point of this 3-day event.
Well, you have a great facility. You have great names behind this event. And, I think it's great that they allowed the NBA teams to be involved, and they certainly kept the rules in such a way that it matters with prospects, and it has to be teams from your area. And so then it really becomes an outreach for the Hawks, for the Dream, in the greater Atlanta area.
Coach has been involved with the Junior Hawks Clinic program that happened this morning. That clinic will happen again tomorrow with the youth in the area, ages 8 to 14. You can register online for that clinic too as well. There's plenty of vendors, plenty of fun stuff to do here on the other side of the North Cross Gymnasium. So if you're in the area, start your holiday weekend with us here at the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. If you can't make it, and much like Coach, you want to stay inside during the weather like this, feel free to pull us up on SUV TV too as well. We'll have 100% of all the action covered for you. We got a studio to get you set pregame and halftime, and then you're stuck with Coach and I during the game as well. But this is the last one.
Yeah, stuck in a good way though. Come on.
Well, Coach, we're certainly, not only you, but the organization, the Atlanta Dream, being involved in this event, certainly glad to have you here. It's been my pleasure to sit next to you and watch some high school basketball here in the wonderful area of Atlanta. We want to wish you and the organization nothing but the best luck. And for all the fans out there, go flood social media, get on their website, go to Phillips Arena. Yes, they play in Phillips Arena. Go to the games, get tickets. It's a phenomenal event for the whole family to go to.
Absolutely. Now, let me just backtrack on one of those. We are at McCamish on the Georgia Tech campus this summer as Phillips is continuing to undergo renovation.
You're right about that.
Other than that, I loved everything you said, and we will be back in Phillips, but this next summer we need them at Georgia Tech. We need them at McCamish. Come out, see us. I think you see us once. I think you'll see a reason to come back. Great basketball, great atmosphere. You know, even with that junior clinic today, the participants all got T-shirts that get them into the high school, all these high school games for free if they wear their red T-shirts. So, you know, it's free to come to the clinic. You come to the clinic, that also means it's free then for your son or daughter then to come watch great high school basketball.
And we'll say, speaking of good facilities, Georgia Tech just redid their gym about a year ago, so even another phenomenal facility for you guys to fill up this summer. And fans, we want to make sure we fill up that place too as well.
Yeah, McCamish is really a great environment. Not nearly as big as Phillips, and that's okay. That makes for a little bit more intimate setting, but plenty big enough to really create a home court advantage for us.
A spin move there by Weber puts in an easy bucket, and now the Wolves have really put this game out of the reach as the third quarter coming to a close. The Wolves find themselves with a healthy lead, driving in the lane, throwing it up and no good, as coming down with it will be Larson, and that'll be your third quarter horn with the Wolves on top. A pretty heavy advantage, 56-19 over the Patriots of Sandy Creek. We'll step aside for just a moment. We'll come back and bring the conclusion of this contest here at the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for serious athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights whenever, wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Norcross High School Gymnasium, better known as the House of Blue. No Blue Devil basketball here. We've got Wesleyan and Sandy Creek on the girls' side of things. This will be the last girls' contest of day 2 of this event, as the girls will be back in action tomorrow morning, Saturday, December 23rd. Mays versus Newton and Tifton County versus Lovejoy. We'll turn things over to boys' high school basketball action for a quadruple header, back-to-back for the SUV TV group here at the Naismith Hawks Holiday Classic. But for now, one more quarter of girls basketball. Seeds are scored 58-19. The condensed 6-minute fourth quarter clock. Quick inbound there for the Patriots, trying to sneak in a bucket after a substitution, unable to do so. Wolves on the run out here with Paige Lyons. Loose ball, turn it over to the Patriots. Dribbling into the lane. There's Thompson. Thompson couldn't find the bucket. And Lyons will dictate tempo back the other way. And, Coach, we've talked about this at the top of the broadcast, especially in the first half. He has two very talented seniors that are punching their ticket to play some college basketball at the end of their amateur career, but this is still a very young team, and it look no further than, I don't want to wish register away for any of the Wolves fans, but you're going to insert two underclassmen, Paige Lyons, a freshman, and Lauren Hill right behind her, and this team will pick up right where they left off, wherever the ceiling is here in this season.
Yeah, when you have Lyons in the mix, knowing that you're losing that heady point guard that also makes shots and is a leader for you, and you've got a freshman who's playing alongside of her and really learning from her, all of a sudden she takes over the reins and you slide somebody else in, and they're right where they're always at each year after year.
That depth for Wesleyan really starting to shine here as they find themselves up 62-19 with 4:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. As we talked about it earlier, Coach, you can just take a peek at that Sandy Creek bench, and there's a lot of tired bodies over there. We knew depth was going to be an issue for them. What we didn't think was lack of offensive productivity what was going to happen, but now you come down to two, and that's the result you see here.
Yeah, and when you only have 8 on your roster and you're playing against a team that's willing to go even 15 deep and wants to play fast, it's hard to keep up with them.
So out of the timeout here, Janie Hodges is going to try to piece together some quality minutes for this Patriots program as we're being invaded here on the broadcast booth. Coach, got a friend there?
A really cute one.
The Atlanta Dream mascot has full regalia, made its way into Norcross Gymnasium. Star, right?
I'm going to go with Star.
Yeah, it's on the name of his jersey, duh. Right on the back there.
I didn't want to come across as not knowing.
No, it's okay.
I'm
That's
glad.
why I need you here. You know that I don't. You know what I don't.
The problem is I'm not sure I knew that.
Well, that was my next question. Is
yeah.
it an eagle or a bird? What is that? It's a bird of some sort. There you go. We'll learn. We'll figure that out. Somebody Google that. Marcus, Google that. Let us know. But fans, if you do know or don't know, whatever the case may be, be sure you log on to Atlanta Dream website.
Star looks like he's, the eyes move.
That's intense. I like the tail cut out of the gym shorts. You know, you can't get those at Dick's Sporting Goods.
You can't.
So, again, want to thank both the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Dream for being a part of this great contest and this great festivities, this great classic tournament here to kick off the holiday weekend. We want to wish safe travels to everyone out there, whether you're flying back home to Fort Myers or you're going, over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house here in North Georgia. Y'all be careful, be safe. Sure to enjoy it. Traveling violation going against the Wolves. And for these, both these teams actually going to have some time off here before they restart the second leg of their basketball seasons. A lot of these teams will play another classic tournament before the new year, December 28th, 29th, depending on where you're traveling to. And then they'll get right into region play. Some teams have already played a couple of region games, but you'll get right into the thick of region play, preparing for pro season. We all know that intense time of February and March for the basketball season will be right around the corner for a lot of these players. Lions out to Azar, getting in some long-distance shots. Maybe recalibrate the rifle just a little bit as she's off the mark. 3.5 minutes remaining. Lions almost picked the pocket of a Patriot, but Sandy Creek keeps things alive. Grace Taylor near corner. Chasing down the basketball. Up top again is Thompson. Thompson's long lob, no one home, and a turnover that goes the Wolves' way. One more substitution for Janazar. Looks like Abby Scott, 5'3" freshman, will check into the game. A rare turnover for the Wesleyan Wolves there as Paige Lyons threw that ball about 99 miles an hour. Nobody could catch it.
Yeah, that was hard. That was a rope.
That's the one you look at Coach, you go, is that my fault or her fault?
Exactly.
Too hard?
Probably a little of both. The fact that I'm not even sure she got her hands on it makes it partly the receiver's fault, but I worked for a guy at Florida Gulf Coast, Carl Semesco, that's won 83% of his games, and he said if you have to throw a pass that hard, it means you shouldn't throw it.
I like it. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. A couple substitutions. Back comes in Paris Thompson for the Patriots. And checking back in well is Nia Long. One more substitution as well as Landra Malekal will check in. All now 8 Patriots have logged some minutes in this contest. Free throw by Powell. Second one is good. Deficit now at 40. Lions right side. As Wesleyan going to share the basketball here. Bounce pass down low. We get a whistle and a foul and a hold against Paris Thomas. Another baseline possession for the Wesleyan Wolves. Again, folks, girls basketball action here on day 2. The tournament will be concluding, but don't go far. We got a great slate of games for you here on SUV TV. The boys will take over Woodward Academy versus South Gwinnett, Mount Bethel Christian versus Holy Innocents, Grayson versus Discovery, and Duluth versus St. Francis will finish strong here on day 2 of the Hawks-Naismith Classic. Girls will be back in action tomorrow morning. Mays versus Newton, Tift County versus Lovejoy, and it'll all lead up to the main event, Norcross versus Holy Spirit Prep, Saturday night at 8 p.m. Quick inbound, good look, a little bit of contact, no foul. Now for about the 3rd time tonight, Paris Thompson has the basketball in her hand and the court is not long enough.
Needs it to be 96 feet.
Wolves getting a look from Azar, throws it off the glass, no good. And again, the ball not bouncing the Patriots' way.
Oh.
There's a player down inside the paint. I believe that's
Deja Powell.
Yeah, Powell, who's played extremely hard in this contest, who definitely doesn't deserve to walk out of this game with a limp. She has played extremely hard. And as you mentioned it, in just her sophomore season, has a lot of potential inside that number 25 jersey.
Absolutely. Big upside for her.
So she'll get a round of applause and a much-needed breather. She'll come off the floor. Wesleyan with the basketball, however, inside 2 minutes remaining. Wolves rotating the basketball. Azar trying to dribble into the lane. Another foul committed by Paris Thompson. She's starting to rack up the personal foul category. As Wesleyan again needing to inbound the basketball. When you got 5 guards on the floor, who's number 4? Who's the 5th one to inbound? Or the four guard to inbound it?
Yeah, whoever that is. They haven't been able to figure out in this quarter, have they?
3 ball near corner for Keller. Just misses, lipped out. And a rebound for the Patriots. 90 seconds remaining in this contest. Baseball pass over top of the defense. Long 3, let it fly for Paris Thompson. No good, and the Wolves come back the other way. Keller puts it toward Abby Scott. Another ball out of bounds, and the Wolves will keep it on the right side.
Well, there's a pretty good chance if Paris Thompson is around the ball that she'll have the ball, but she'll be out of bounds.
Bounce pass down low. Good post work there by Phillip. Turnaround jumper, no good. Gets it back. Kicks out to a teammate in Hill. Hill sticks to the left hand. Gets into the paint. Kicks out to Azar. Azar for 3. No good. And another offensive rebound for Phillip. Now bodies on the floor, and a all-thing possession error will clear things out for the Wolves. Inside 1 minute remaining. Coach, again, I don't know how much time we're going to have left here, but I want to get this in one more time. Really appreciate everyone that has come together to put this tournament on. So glad you're here. Welcome to Atlanta. We're looking forward to the NBA or the WNBA Atlanta Dream season next summer. Fans log on to Atlanta Dream's website for more information. Coach, it was a pleasure here to get to know you and meet you, and had fun today.
Absolutely. Same for me. I've really enjoyed being here, and what a great tournament. What a good job they've done all the way around. And, you know, hopefully it's just more of the same the rest of the day and into tomorrow, that, you know, that these players stay injury-free throughout this tournament and are able to enjoy their Christmas holiday season.
And for fans, again, don't go far. The boys will take center stage here at the Norcross High School Gymnasium. Up next is going to be Woodward Academy versus South Gwinnett. We'll have all that coverage for you with the next crew here on SUV TV. Turnover there by the Patriots, and Wesleyan Wolves will keep their. Yeah, well, I was going to say they're going to keep one of the best records in the state, and they'll stay true to that number 10 ranking, that single A Georgia High School state rankings. Coming out of that Region 5.
Why dribble it out when you can make an open three? Hey.
Let it fly. So inside 10 seconds remaining as another turnover for Wesleyan. As the clock expires, Azar will get a left-handed layup, and there's your horn. The Wesleyan Wolves come away with a 69-24 victory over Sandy Creek. The Wolves will improve to 8-1 on the season. Meanwhile, unfortunately for the Patriots, they fall to 3-5. Again, we want to thank everyone who tuned in here to day 2 of the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. For our entire cast and crew here from Norcross Gymnasium, for Atlanta Dream head coach Nikki Collin, I'm Matt Mahoney signing off, saying so long, everybody.